As always, it is so great to have you here, and I hope you're staying safe and healthy out there. Anyways, today we're making a dish that's inspired by a recent trip I just made to the beautiful theme park of Portaventura, which is in Tarragona, Spain. Anyways, there's a restaurant in there that's called Vinosfera, where I had the most incredible meal ever. We're talking a vegetarian meatball potato stew that was so good, I said, you know what, we have to do this here on Spain on a Fork. And let me tell you, this dish is filled with a layer upon layer of so many amazing flavors, made with the most basic pantry staples, and all done in a little over 40 minutes. Folks, serve the stew next to a couple slices of baguette that have been rubbed with tomato and drizzled with olive oil, and of course a bottle of Spanish red wine, but more specifically from the region of Priorat, you're gonna have yourself one heck of a fabulous meal. All right, let's just dive right into this. I'm gonna heat a stock pot with a medium heat and add in 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, which is 30 milliliters. While the oil is heating, I'm gonna finely chop 1 small onion, roughly chop 4 cloves of garlic, and cut 2 carrots that have been peeled, each one to small bite-sized pieces. Then we'll add the chopped vegetables into the stock pot, and we'll mix them around, that way they're all coated in the olive oil. And as you know, I always like to mix the vegetables around continuously, that way they all evenly saute. After 3 to 4 minutes, and the veggies are lightly sauteed, I'm going to add in 1 teaspoon of sweet smoked Spanish paprika, which is 2.5 grams, and half a teaspoon of dried thyme, which is half a gram. And we'll give it a quick mix, that way the paprika and thyme are evenly coating the vegetables. As always, the Spanish paprika I'm using is from Kiva, link where you can get some in the description box below, and if you buy from that link, you'll also get 25% off your order. Then we'll add in half a cup of tomato sauce, which is 120 grams. I made mine by finely grating fresh tomatoes, but you can also use canned tomato sauce here, or even passata. And we'll give it a mix until it's well mixed, and then simmer it for a few minutes. While tomato sauce is simmering, I'm going to cut 2 medium-sized potatoes that have already been peeled, washed, and patted dry, each one to small bite-sized pieces that are 2 centimeters thick, which is about 3/4 of an inch. For this recipe, important to use potatoes that are a bit more waxy than starchy, as they hold their shape better in stews. I'm using Yukon Golds, but you can also use new potatoes, Golden Delight, or even red potatoes. After simmering the tomato sauce between 3 to 4 minutes, and you can see it's slightly thickened, we'll add in the chopped potatoes and season everything with sea salt and freshly cracked black pepper. And we'll give it a mix until it's well mixed together. Once everything is well mixed, we'll add in enough vegetable broth to just barely cover the ingredients, which is 3 cups in my case, or 720 milliliters. Link on how to make my homemade veggie broth in the description box below. Then we'll add in 1 bay leaf, turn it up to a high heat, and give it a gentle mix. Once it comes to a boil, we'll place the lid on the stock pot and lower the fire to a low-medium heat, and we're going to simmer this between 20 to 25 minutes or until those potatoes are just cooked through. In the meantime, let's start making our vegetarian meatballs. I'm going to drain a can of chickpeas into a colander and rinse the chickpeas under some water. The size of the can I'm using is 15.5 ounces, which is 440 grams. Then we'll shake off any of the excess water, transfer the chickpeas into a large bowl, and using a potato masher or a large fork, we'll mash down on the chickpeas until they're well mashed. Then we'll add in 1/3 cup of plain breadcrumbs, which is 40 grams, crack in 1 large egg, and add 1 small onion that's been finely chopped. Then we'll finely grate 1 clove of garlic, finely grate 1 small carrot that's been peeled, 2 tablespoons of chopped fresh parsley, which is 8 grams, and half a teaspoon of ground cumin, which is 1.5 grams. Then we'll season with sea salt and freshly cracked black pepper, and we'll give it a mix until it's well mixed together. Once everything is well mixed, we'll push down on the mixture until we get a paste-like texture. To shape the meatballs, we'll grab a spoonful of the mixture and squeeze it in our hands. This is just to ensure that all the ingredients are well binded. And then we'll shape it into a ball, and you want it to be about the size of a golf ball. Once all the meatballs are assembled, let's start cooking them up. I'm going to heat a fry pan with a medium heat and add in about 3 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, which is 45 milliliters. After a couple minutes, we'll add in the meatballs, and you want to make sure they're all in a single layer. And we're going to go for about 8 to 10 minutes here, or until the meatballs are golden fried all around. And you don't have to mix them around continuously, but do get in there every 1 to 2 minutes. After 8 to 10 minutes, and the meatballs are golden fried, we'll remove them from the pan and set them aside. Okay, let's move back to the stock pot. After simmering the stew between 20 to 25 minutes, those potatoes should be perfectly cooked through. You know, you can always pierce them with a toothpick to ensure that they're done. For the final step, I'm going to add in 1/3 cup of frozen peas, which is 45 grams, and mix them into the stew. Then we'll gently add in our vegetarian meatballs, and place the lid back on the stock pot and simmer it between 2 to 3 minutes. This is enough time for those peas to get nice and tender and for those meatballs to absorb all the flavors in the pot. Then we'll remove the stock pot from the heat, transfer some of the stew into a shallow bowl, and garnish with fresh parsley. Check it out, our vegetarian meatball potato stew is done. Beautiful presentation, the simplest ingredients, and all done in a little over 40 minutes. Let's give it a try and see how it turned out. I'm telling you, it is a cold and rainy day outside, so you know this is gonna hit the spot. A little bit of everything. Big boy bite, here we go. Super big, but absolutely worth it because it's so good. But first things first, with that bite, it instantly warms your soul and fills you with so much goodness. You know, but for me, the real winner here is that we use very simple ingredients like potatoes and canned chickpeas, and we create such an extraordinary dish. Folks, give this a try at home. Once again, next to a couple of slices of baguette, rub with tomato and olive oil, and of course that bottle of Spanish wine from the region of Priorat, you're gonna have yourself the ultimate dining experience. Really quick before I go, a shout out to a couple of my patrons, Tandy Irvin, Maria, Catherine Deshays, Karen Reynolds, and Leslie Tyson. And guys, thank you so much for being patrons of Spain on a Fork. You know how much I appreciate you. If you enjoyed today's video, hit that like button, leave me a comment below, and if you're not subscribed, don't forget to smash that subscribe button and click on the bell icon. That way you can get notified every time I release new content and to become a part of the Spain on a Fork family. Till the next time, hasta luego.